Over the last year or so, I've been making and using my own flavourless bait, and I've actually found I'm doing really well on it. So I thought I'd share this basic recipe with you all. This is a 2K mix. Right, this might seem like overkill, but I did actually sell bait at one point, but now I just sort of, well, I still sell it, but mainly just to friends really and family. But yeah, so we want milk, CLO, we need the base mix, which is down there. Let's check out what else. Soy flour, tigernut. Now that's alarming, that feels empty. Well, that's not a great start. Okay, so first things first, what I'd just like to mention is I like to have all my utensils, and in this case a bucket, dedicated to bait. Last thing I want to be doing is using this, say, for washing the car or something, and tainting it with some sort of detergent or car wax. So if you try and keep your bait as close to Mother Nature as possible, because the last thing you want to do is use this, say for washing your car, you leave a slight residue on here, you think you've cleaned it out, but you haven't cleaned it out properly. The fish are going to latch on to something strange in the bait straight away, and that'll turn them straight off. So yeah, let's get these ingredients weighed out. We'll measure out the pre-digested fish meal. We will need 100 of this. Don't forget, this is for 2 kilos. I know you can't see the scales properly, but I will leave all the exact measurements in the description under the video. Right, so there's the 100 pre-digestive fish meal. So put that in there. Need to knock a little bit of that off. There's the 300 grams of CLO. Now we need 500 grams of base mix. Now all this is 50% semolina, 50% of full fat soy flour. It's just a tad too much on there, so knock a little bit of that off. Bit more. We've got 20 grams of kelp, which is dried seaweed, 20 grams of salt. Fish love salt. Don't get bogged down with Himalayan salt. Fish just love salt. So well, for example, bread is a fantastic bait, and there's a lot of salt in bread. Most slices of bread that you get, just regular supermarket bread, contain a similar amount of salt to a ready salted bag of crisps, so that will sort of just give you some idea. So yeah, we'll pop those in. Okay guys, for the purposes of this demo, I'm actually using peanut meal here, and I've got to be completely honest, before I started filming this I wanted to use tigernut meal because carp absolutely love it, as most of you all know, but I've actually run out, I haven't got any, so just for this tutorial I'm going to use peanut meal. This will still catch fish, but I just feel more confident with tigernut meal. So if you can, substitute this with tigernut meal. We're using sorry, I forgot what I'm doing now. So we need 400 grams of this. So I'm going to need a little bit more of that. So add that to that, and there we go. Right, I'll pop this in the mixer, then we'll crack the eggs. Usually it is around 7 eggs per kilo, so I'm going to try the 14 like I say, but it might need an extra couple, but we'll face that, and we'll add or ad hoc as we go along. So now I'm going to add 20 ml of salmon oil. Fish love it, and it helps with the rolling process as well. I'm going to add all the egg mixture because I'm confident it'll take the lot. Alright, I've just turned this off so you can hear me, but for the beginners of you out there, when you're making bait, whether you're fortunate enough to have a mixer like me or whether you're doing it by hand, don't rush it, and you'll find that you need this quite wet at the start, and then leave it, you know, even if you go away and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or a break or something, come back to it after 10 or 15 minutes, and what you'll find is all these ingredients will have infused together, and the dry ingredients will carry on absorbing all the egg mixture and the oil. So like I say, don't rush it, take your time with it, but don't get it too dry, because you're going to struggle to roll it. It'll just crumble on the table, fall to bits, and then you're going to have to correct it, which is a bit of a ball ache. Okay, so I've literally over egged the pudding. I thought I might have slightly, so what I'm going to do is just sprinkle a little bit of 50-50 in there, and that'll bring it together a little bit more and dry it out a touch. So you want a slight stickiness to it, just slightly, but you want to be able to rip it apart like that and then flatten it down, and if it comes back together straight away without any work, you've nailed it. So that is pretty much spot on, I think. Let's get the extruder loaded up and we'll get rolling. Okay, time to boil. Pop these in, and this will probably take around about a minute. So all I do is I don't get hung up on a cooking time. I just simply check them after about 40-50 seconds, and if they're floating, they're done, and then put them in the drying rack. Excuse the mess. Put them in one of those drying racks and leave them overnight, and that's it. Pop those in that tray. So there's a finished product. What I'd usually do if I was selling these, I would usually grade them, take the odd shapes out, but no need for that. These are for me, so I'll be leaving those in. But yeah, really chuffed with those. Knocked them up fairly quickly. Took me about well, because I was filming, took me a little bit longer, but really happy with those. So yeah, bear in mind when you make your bait, try and keep it natural, and think about all the things out there that carp actually love, and bread springs to mind. White bread, fantastic bait. And what have you got in that? It's as we said earlier, salt, flour, water, yeast, and a touch of oil, and that is an amazing bait, as you all know. Sweet corn, natural bait, fantastic, especially in the spring and summer. Again, doesn't really taste of a lot. The carp love it. So yeah, I'm sure you guys can think of a hell of a lot more that catches carp, and these will certainly do the business. But as I mentioned earlier, if you can substitute the ground peanut meal with tigernut meal, then that definitely helps fish, especially carp. Absolutely love tigernuts. So the thing I like about these as well is that we haven't put any brown colouring in or anything, and they've gone that lovely dark colour, which is an added bonus. But that's just personal preference. I quite like dark baits. Quite hardy, but not too soft. Not too hard. Nice consistency, those. If you're sort of angler that wouldn't feel confident using a non-flavoured bait, then the beauty of doing it this way is you could actually take flavours with you to the bank, or even not necessarily take them with you. You could do them at home. So all you do is you would dry these out a little bit more. So if you wanted to preserve them, you dry them out for about 5 or 6 days in a net, and then a couple of days before you go, you'd literally add a little bit of your chosen flavour into some water, drop these in the water, preferably lake or rainwater, because you've obviously been into all this bother about making a flavourless bait and a natural bait. Then why would you want to put it in tap water? But so yeah, you could do that, and you could choose whatever flavour you like, and it gives you more variety, more variation, or more scope, if you like.